Welcome to the flowerschool.com video library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, here to share with you our latest issue on Christmas basics. Now, some of this will just be a reminder, things you already know. Maybe there'll be a new tip you pick up. But best of all, this has all in one place, all the basics, so that as you call in all those friends to help you get all those arrangements done for the holidays, you can say, hey, watch this. This is what you need to know. Now get to work. Yep, this is a video that's designed to help you get help, because we're all slammed on the holidays. There's so much to do, and it's so much fun. Go ahead, invite the kids in, get your husband, get your friends, and let them have fun too. To create beautiful Christmas arrangements, there's just a few things you need. Of course, the evergreens and some flowers. I have great memories of gathering evergreens with my brothers. We'd go out in the woods and we'd gather the Christmas tree, but then we'd also get extra greens and such and bring them home. There's such an abundance here in the Pacific Northwest. We're really quite lucky. Then, of course, you need all your decorations, the cones, the balls, ribbons, anything that you want. And I like to use candles as well, because candlelight on those short, dark days, oh, so fabulous. Then once you have your supplies, then there's just a few basics you need. Floral foam, so that you can anchor things into place, and flower food. It actually will keep them alive so much longer. Yes, even the evergreens benefit from using flower food. Then crowning glory, when you spray your evergreens, they'll last so much longer. And even a hint, when we get the Christmas tree at home, I take home a bottle of the Crowning Glory and spray it down before I add the lights and decorations. And my tree will last for weeks and weeks. Kind of amazing how this works. Then supplies, 6-inch wood picks, perfect for attaching the pine cones, keeping them all into place. Of course, candle anchors. Gotta have my candles, gotta anchor them. And then I use a lot of water tubes at the holidays, and I'll show you how that works. Then a couple more things. Your Oasis Flow adhesive, the cold glue, fabulous to anchor things into your designs. And then, most important, Goo Gone. If you've got friends helping you to decorate, by the time they're done, their hands are going to be black with pitch. And they want to go out to dinner. The holidays are here. We all like to celebrate. Goo Gone is one of the best ways to take the pitch off your hands and keep them clean. And then hand lotion. Hard-working hands at the holidays, they get sore and dry. So hand lotion and Goo Gone go right along with all the rest of your basic supplies. When creating my base designs for the holidays, I often work in a gripper bowl. It's a nice, inconspicuous container that easily sets down into something else, a basket or a vase, maybe a Christmas sleigh. Foam is soaked with the flower food, then anchored into place with waterproof tape. Score your corners. It's just a little easier to work that way. And then first step is to add your candles. Just placing them in the anchor, setting it into the foam. And they may be a little crooked. At this point, I don't worry about that too much. What I do worry about is that I have 3 fingers worth of space between them. That will allow them to burn the best. So you always want to keep about 3 fingers. And then I cut the wick down just a tiny bit. You want about 1/4 of an inch. Again, they'll burn better. Then go back with your foliages. And I like to use a number of things, be it juniper, pine, cedar, Douglas fir, so many different things to choose from. And I like to use a little bit of everything. The more variety, the better. And I start by just clipping it down, giving myself a little bit smaller pieces. Then once you have it down to the size you want, remove the lower needles, and then using your knife, scrape it. That way it'll drink well. So you always scrape the ends, then you can place it in. Again, scrape. and place them into the foam in a radial pattern, just making sure you've got a nice 2-inch insertion and that everything radiates from a central binding point, some going all the way down, other things going all the way up to the top, and then of course in the middle as well. Once I have all of the evergreens in place, that's where I spray it down with the Crowning Glory. Totally saturate it. Spray it well. This is what will lock that moisture in, keeping them alive as long as possible. You can't really use too much Crowning Glory because it just dries clear. You won't even see it. And it keeps that moisture embedded into the foliages so that they'll hold up so much better. Then I go on to the pine cones, a wood pick, and just take that wire and wrap it into the teeth of the cone. Now if it's a larger cone, you might want to use 2 wires. Take a second one and just do the same thing again. Wrap it around the teeth of the cone. Give it a twist. And that way when you go to place it in, you've got 2 picks going firmly into the foam, making sure to hold it right into place. If it's a smaller cone, and this is the same size, but just to show you, using 1 works equally as well. Just depends on how much you're worried about the stability. If it's tucked in low, 1 is probably enough. If you're going to use it a little taller, then I like to use 2, just to be safe, so that as I have it hanging out a little further. And then one secret, if you're in a hurry and you don't have time to get them all wired, sometimes I cheat. I just do a bit of cold glue right on the base of the cone, let it begin to set, and then I glue it directly into the evergreens. One of the hardest parts of training new people to do Christmas designs is the ribbons. Making a bow is difficult, but sometimes you don't really need a bow. You just need some ribbon for the color. So then, again, I cheat. I'll just take a length of ribbon, give it a cut, then dovetail the ends by folding it in half, and then cutting at an angle into the pleat so you get a nice finish. And then rather than trying to tie a bow with it, just staple it. And then using your Oasis Floral adhesive, glue it into place. Oh, I know, for the purists out there, you're going, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's just gluing and stapling. But when you're in a hurry and you gotta get your Christmas designs done, no one is ever going to know that you just glued and stapled. You can even make some loops, just accordion pleat it back and forth on itself, staple it, and glue that in as well. So it gives you the look of a ribbon and a bow without the work of learning how to make a bow. Of course, we need to add a little sparkle. And the Christmas balls are fabulous. The millimeter balls come with a wire already on them so that you can wind them together, cluster them, and then just insert them directly in groupings, getting them right down into the foam, turning it, there we go. Or you can use them individually and just place them in. Sometimes, though, you may discover it's difficult to find millimeter balls in the exact color that you want. And so I often will go ahead and just use Christmas ornaments, regular with the hook on them and all. Of course, there is no wire. Put your glue to the rescue again. Just taking a bit of the glue on the end. Sometimes I'll cut the ribbon that ties it off. Sometimes I just leave it be. And then nestling it, again, right down into the foliage so it holds it into place. Adds that sparkle, works just as well as a millimeter ball, and sometimes gives you a few more options in colors to get just what you want. A base design like this is beautiful and will last for weeks. Then if you want to add flowers, you can add them directly to the foam. But oftentimes, I like to leave that just for the greens because they suck up so much moisture. And for the flowers, that's where I use the water tubes. Just fill them with water, give it a cut so that it doesn't work too tight. Then cutting your blooms short, setting them right down in. And orchids are perfect for this because they're not heavy water drinkers. So the water in this tube will hold it for easily a week. And then you can just set it right down into the foam as though it was the flower stem. Prepared some ahead of time, finding the perfect spot to tuck them in. And now we're truly dressed up for the party. Christmas Basics 101. It's the perfect tutorial to share with all your friends and family so that then you can commandeer them in to help you as the holiday gets busier and busier. It can be such fun as long as it's not overwhelming. But with this, you can bring in so much help. They can do it. You see, it's absolutely gorgeous. And it's not that hard. It just takes a little bit of instruction, and then you're ready to go for the holiday season. Now just make sure, have lots of Goo Gone on hand so everybody can clean up after. Nobody likes to look quite so black and pitchy at Christmas time. Otherwise, I'll just wear white gloves to dinner. No one will notice. For more creative inspiration, check out our website at flowerschool.com. So many different Christmas techniques in there to share with you. If you've got questions, wonder what I can do or how to do something or where to find it, don't hesitate to contact us. Of course, you can do it through the website, flowerschool.com, or by telephone at 1-800-819-8089. If email is easier, don't hesitate to use my personal email. It's Leanne, Leanne, at floraldesigninstitute.com. Now it's your turn. How many friends can you find to work with you this holiday season? Gather them together, pop the popcorn, and watch the tutorial so they're ready to go. Have fun and do something you love.